It was the perfect start for Sunderland on their return to the Premier League, but after the high of the opening day, the hard work will now really begin for the Black Cats. Back here at the Academy of Light, Régis Le Bris, his staff and his players will have certainly enjoyed the aftermath of their 3-0 victory against West Ham United, with goals from Elisa Mayenda, Dan Ballard and Wilson Isidore. But attention will have quickly turned to their next fixture away at Turf Moor against Burnley. Now, unlike Sunderland and Leeds, Burnley were the only promoted side not to win on the opening weekend, instead losing 3-0 at Tottenham Hotspur, and as a result, Sunderland may see this fixture as another opportunity for 3 points, despite the gap between the sides last season in the Championship. A Sunderland win would fully cement their positive start to the season in the Premier League, with tougher tests still to come. If survival is the aim, Sunderland must take their chances when they come around, something they did effectively against West Ham on Saturday, with the backing of their home supporters at the Stadium of Light. Of course, being able to win in a somewhat ugly fashion, despite Le Bris's clear focus on tactics and on patterns of play, will also be hugely significant for Sunderland if they are to establish themselves as a fully fledged top-flight team.
It's good to win like that as well. No problems. 3 points are 3 points. Yes, because it's always the question of connection with the opponent, scenario, momentum. Many things can happen in football. But if we stay organized, always hard to beat without giving too many gifts to the opponent, at least it's still 0-0. So many things can happen from that point. And it was, I think, if we are looking back to this game against West Ham, the first half was balanced. And we conceded 2 chances. We created maybe 1. So because we were able to make it hard to score for them, we were still 0-0 at the end during the halftime. At the halftime. So for the second half, it was a new story, because we don't know sometimes just one event can change the dynamic, the momentum, and because football is really unpredictable. Sometimes a referee, sometimes it's a player can make a bad decision. Is it our players? Is it the opponent? We don't know, but we were still in the game. So I think the main objective is to stay consistent, and after that, we can enjoy. We can find a solution to shift the momentum.
You mentioned that your focus is, of course, on Burnley, the next game, but do you look at groups of fixtures in this league and think where you'd like to be at certain stages, and do you have targets for certain points of the season?
No, it's hard to manage like that. I think it's always game after game. Otherwise, these predictions are wrong and doesn't work.
And just finally, given that you've brought in so many new signings this summer so far, how important have the established leaders in this group who are already at the club been in integrating the new players into the squad?
So, 2 dynamics. The first is our players from the last season. They were really positive with the new signings, and I think it was the case last season. Was it at the beginning or during the winter transfer window? New players were really welcome from the others, and it's a really strong point from this team. And the second one is the connection from the new players. Do they want to connect with the squad or not? And in both ways it worked well. Yeah.
Now, there were always worries that Régis Le Bris may struggle to get all of his new additions to gel in time for the new season, but there were no such concerns against West Ham. Instead, Sunderland looked like a cohesive unit, with players that would look out for each other on the pitch, despite some of them having only arrived at the club in recent weeks. With winning games and surviving ultimately being the aim this season, that synergy will be tested more against strong teams in the Premier League. But Sunderland will know that they are always capable of finding a way.